You guys are probably like, I am so sick of the car vlogs. But true story, I'm like in my car all the time. I went and I wrote forever today. And I'm a little panicked. If you guys have watched my vlog, you'll see that like I'm afraid to open my new computer, which I'm gonna vlog it tonight because I'm opening my new computer. It's on my list. Listen, I am so weird. I keep a list. You guys do this? Like every day I write a list of things I need to do. And I've gotten almost everything done on my list. Cross off Meyer. I went and got everything I needed from Meyer. And now I've got to go home. And I'm finishing up the Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead. And I've just been running errands. But I'm a little nervous to open my new computer because I don't know how I'm going to transfer my files from my book over to that. And everybody is telling me that I don't need Word, that I can just use Pages, but that scares me, so I'm going to have to buy Pages, or Word, I guess. But can I just tell you what really irritates me? Let me just show you this car, okay? I'm going to show you the full thing of it here. But do you see this car that is parked, like, way out? Okay. Don't look at the dirtiness of my car. It doesn't matter. But it really doesn't matter. But look at that. That is why, because there is a cart out there. Are you telling me, look at this. Seriously, look how far out they are. Those are the things that are like pet peeves in my life. Are you so lazy that you cannot get out of your car? You're so lazy, first of all, that you have to have a parking space that close, that you can't walk a little bit, because I always park way out so I can walk. Because obviously my fat ass needs it. But like, are you telling me that you can't get out of your car to move a cart? Like, I don't understand that at all. Like, on the heels of my conversation last night, I'm like, should I tell this story? But anyway. So, I can't say the word. But the guy that helps me stay sober, that has more time than I do, if you guys know what I'm talking about, what that's called, in a 12-step program. Anyway, when I first got sober, he would make me, like, if I would say, I don't really want to do that. Like, he would say, you know, you need to do A, B, and C. And I'd be like, well, I would question it. And he would make me go to the grocery store and put up grocery carts to learn humility. He would say, you're going to go to the grocery store and you're going to put up every grocery cart. And I go, what do you mean I'm going to put up every grocery cart? And he'd go, every empty grocery cart that's out, you're going to put it in the thing. And then you're going to take them inside. Well, that didn't happen the first time I went and I did it, but I complained a lot about it. I was like, I don't have, there's people that are paid to do that. Can you, that's how, I was such a snot. I was like, there are people that are paid to do that. Like, I don't have to do that, right? And then he was like, you need to learn some humility. So I went and did it. And then, like, I remember one time he was like, I was bitching about something, and he was like, you need to go and do the grocery. I said, I am so tired of this grocery cart gig, okay? And he was like, okay, well, this time you're gonna push. And he found the grocery store too, probably with the most grocery carts. Probably pulled them all out, knowing him. I love that old man. Saved my life. But anyway, he said, this time you're going to take them, and then you're going to take all of the ones that are already in the thing, and you're going to push them inside. And I was like, what? I don't know how many times I had to do that. And he would have me, like, let people, like, if I was at the gas station and there were 3 people, like, I had to let people go ahead of me in line. Just stuff like that. Stand outside on a Sunday and open the door and just stand there and just open the door for people to go into the gas station or the library or wherever he chose that I would do it. I did learn humility through it, I will tell you that. I'm no better than anybody else. I remember years ago watching Steven Spielberg won Best Director for Schindler's List, which is about the Holocaust, if you haven't seen it. The same time this woman won for this documentary, like, she was the main part of this documentary about the Holocaust that Steven Spielberg had directed as well. And he allowed her to speak, and he gave the award to her. And I'll never forget when she stood up there, she said, for the last 50 years, I've asked myself every day, why me? I am no different. And I think about that, like, that almost kind of moves me to tears, you know, that, like, I am no different than anybody else. And having just read this book about slavery in our country, like, totally puts that into context, you know, that just because I was born where I was born, to the family that I was born to, and in the color of the skin that I have, and a male at that, you know, that my life is so much different than so many other people's lives, and I should be so grateful for that on a daily basis. I should feel so blessed for that, you know, instead of bitching and moaning about somebody not parking appropriately at the mire. But some days it's about that deep. So anyway, I'm gonna finish my book because I'm almost done with it, and I wanna put up my review of it on my BookTube channel. If you haven't checked out my BookTube, a lot of people ask what BookTube is. On my main channel, I did a whole video called What is BookTube? And I listed under there some of my favorite BookTubers, which are YouTubers that just do book reviews and book hauls and things like that. BookTube is a whole community that I'm part of, and my channel is called Peter Likes Books. And if you come to it, you go, hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, Peter Likes Books, or I do something funny. But anyway, and we just talk about books and review books, and we do readathons, and last week was Diversathon, which is where we all read books about diversity. And coming up next week, starting in February, the whole month of February, is Emoji-thon. And there's all these fun categories that you can pick books to read. So if you guys are interested in knowing more about BookTube, let me know, or, you know, message me on social media, and I will let you guys know. It's an awesome community, especially if you're a reader. So, yeah. What's for dinner, Pee-Pee? What's for dinner? Look who just got home. My hubby just got home. And I have been filming videos all day. Well, all night. And I'm getting ready to film up my BookTube video. And then I'm done for the night. We might get something to eat, right? And then Alex is gonna watch some TV. Can you say hi to the people?
Hi, people.
They all say they want you to start your own channel. What do you think about it? Will you start it?
No.
And what would you call it?
I would call it not found, because I will not have a channel.
But you'd be so famous. You could say you're YouTube famous too. Oh, you have one of that sweater that I like on you. Mm-hmm. So cute. Pee-Pee, are you so happy that your dad is home? Pee-Pee, I think I love you. All right. Boo Radley. Boo. I don't care about them people. Anyway. Look, I got these masks for us to try, and I thought it would be so fun because Alex had said a long time ago, would you like to do masks? I thought he did. And then I said, oh, look, I got masks for us. What did you say?
Well, you got masks for us to do in a video. I asked to do masks without having the camera on.
Oh, he wants to do masks without doing the camera on. But we can do that, too. We don't always have to have the camera on.
That would be nice.
That means please turn the camera off. I just got home from work. Yep. I just went and ate at IHOP. But I didn't eat horrible, but I didn't eat great. I had a salad and a side of hash browns because, you know, I'm dieting. But anyway, like, I have gotten into this regimen of wanting to go to these places by myself. It's like Alex came home and we were going to go get something to eat. If you could tell, he had had an irritable day at work. He didn't want to be on camera. And then he was like, I'm not really hungry. I'm really just tired. I'm like, well, you went to bed at 8:30 the night before. That might have something to do with it. And he was like, I know. He's like, I didn't sleep very well last night. And so then he was talking to his best friend. Alex's best friend moved to LA a couple years ago, and she lives there. So he was talking on the phone. So I was like, I'm just going to go get something to eat. And he was like, all right, babe. So I'm heading home now. But it was so funny what happened. So I went to IHOP, which I never eat there, and the waitress that I had was so friendly. And I love when you go to like IHOP or Denny's or whatever, and they just bring you the whole carafe of coffee. Like I am such a coffee drinker and I love like gas station IHOP coffee. Like I go through Starbucks because it's convenient to drive through, I know, but like I don't love it. It's not my favorite coffee in the world. My favorite coffee in the world is like Speedway gas station coffee. Well, that's not true. Like Denny's coffee is so good. But anyway, this waitress was so nice. She was busting her ass. She had about 7 tables and just constantly refilling coffees and waters and bringing people, constantly walking around. And she was like my age, and she was like, how are you? And I was like, I'm good. And she was telling me all about her mom, and her mom was sick and all this kind of stuff. And she was so friendly to every table. And I was like, I think it's so interesting when like you go to a restaurant and you have like a waiter that has like 2 tables and like they can't be bothered to ever check on you, and then here you have this woman up in the IHOP, probably not making that much in tips. I tried to over tip her a lot so I could, I don't know, so she'd make something for tonight. But anyway, and she's running her ass off, you know, and she doesn't have to do that. Anyway, so, and she was real honest too, because I was like asking her about stuff. She's like, oh, you don't want to get this. So anyway, because I was going to get some soup. She was like, I don't think you want the soup. I was like, all right. But anyway, and I got a coffee to go. But what was really funny in there was I got talking to this kid next to me. It's really very like skaterish, artistic looking kid was sitting there by himself. Okay, IHOP at 11 o'clock at night is all people during the week, I learned, is all people by themselves. So anyway, because there was like a woman on her computer and she was like talking in her Bluetooth, that was driving me nuts. But anyway, so there was this kid sitting next to me and he was like writing on his computer, and I like glanced over and I could tell he was like writing a story or something like that. And he like noticed me looking at him and I was like, are you doing like writing creatives? I said, are you like writing a creative thing or what? I can't remember, how did I say it? Oh, I said, is that like for creative writing, is what I said. And he goes, no, I'm actually working on a book. Okay, this totally reminds me of back in the day. I used to go to Perkins and Denny's and sit there and I would like drink coffee till all hours of the night and write books in like notebooks. This is before we had laptops and stuff, and I would just like write these books, right? And I was like, oh really? And he was like, yeah. And he was like, I'm really into it and blah, 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 blah. And he was like, I'm about 1/4 of the way through and I'm really excited. I'm writing so many pages a day. And I said, oh, did you do NAMO? And NAMO is this National Writing Month. It's in November. And he was like, no, he was like, no, he goes, but that surprises me. A lot of people don't know about NAMO. So we got talking about NAMO, and he said that he hadn't done it, but he had always wanted to, but that was a lot because you have to complete like a whole book in a month. I mean, you don't have to, but that's the aim of it. And I was like, oh, it's really cool. And he was like, have you done it before? And I was like, well, I've started it, but I've never finished it. And I said, but I actually do have a book. I said, I'm a writer as well. And we started getting talking, and I told him, I said, I used to sit and I told him, I said, I used to sit in Perkins and Denny's, till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and drank coffee by myself and write. And he goes, is that how you got your book published? I go, oh, no. But I wish, because like back then, the thing is that I never thought like my writing was good enough. I never thought it would ever get published. You know, I just didn't believe in myself. And what's interesting is going back and reading some of my writing from back then when I was a creative writing major in college. I mean, some of my writing then is better than my writing now, you know? I feel like my creativity had no boundaries. Whereas I think very logistically about things now. I mean, then I just flew with my mind, you know? And so I was like, just keep on writing. I was like, writers write. You gotta write every day. You gotta get up and write, and you can do it. And then he was like, well, how do you get a publisher? That's what people always ask. I go, just finish the book. I said, just finish the book. And then he was like, well, blah, blah, blah. And I said, here's my email, finish your book, and then contact me and I'll get you in contact with my publisher. And he was like, oh my God, would you do that? I was like, he didn't say, oh my God, would you do that? He was like, oh, that would be so cool, dude. Would you do that? I was like, yeah, just email me, and here's my email address, and then I will send you right over to the publisher. So anyway, I think that's kind of cool. Kids still writing books at 18 years old and all hours of the night in diners. I love that. Is that the American dream? I don't know. Maybe it started with the Parisian dream. So I had kind of a fun evening at the IHOP. My life is so exciting. My exciting life, right, at the IHOP. And yeah. And I'm getting ready to... I only have like a half an hour. Look at my hair. It looked cute earlier. It doesn't anymore. I only have a half an hour left of Underground Railroad. I have to finish it because Diversithon ended yesterday. And so, and then I'm going to start a new book on Audible. And that is my plans for the evening. So, very exciting night I have planned ahead of me. I just texted Alex and I said, I mean, like, look at what is going on with my hair. I'm getting it cut on Wednesday and I'm so excited because it's like... What? Anyway, I said I'm coming home because I have to charge my phone before I listen to Audible. Such is life. Such is life. So I finished the Underground Railroad. Did I already say that? I don't think so. And it was so good. if you want to go get a book that is absolutely incredible, go get The Underground Railroad. And what is so interesting is that I turned it off, and then I was like going through my audiobooks on Audible. I have 40 Audible books, 39 Audible books that I have not read or listened to. And I was like, oh my God, I've got to catch up on some of these. So I started listening to The Pecan Man. Oh my God. This book is so good. It's about a murder that happens in a small town, and this African-American man is accused of the crime, and it's about this woman and her African-American maid. I mean, it is like, and it's about a rape, and it's so interesting going from one book right into the next. I don't know, it's just crazy. So that's what I've been doing. I've been driving around listening to that. And you guys are probably like, it's so interesting because I get like maybe 2 or 3 comments a video where somebody will be like, oh, you're always in your car, and I'm tired of the car vlogs, and I talked about that earlier. But then like the majority of people are like, I could just listen to you jog for hours, which just cracks me up so much. I don't know. I have the whole day off tomorrow. I'm so excited. I'm gonna sleep in, which is like no big surprise for me. And then I'm going to try to get my videos done early in the day so that I can read. And I'm gonna try to unbox my new computer tomorrow because I've been meaning to do that. Then I haven't done it yet, and I have until Sunday to take it back. So if I open it and there's something wrong with it, at least I can take it back, right? Which I don't plan on doing, but I'm intimidated as hell of technology. Like, I don't like to get anything new. Like, I never want to get like Alex always wants to get the new iPhone like as soon as it comes out, and I never do. Like, I'm always totally intimidated by it because I'm like, okay, now I have to trade off all my stuff, and I won't be able to like put my. I just like it's and. I would love to tell you that my husband is super patient with teaching me that stuff, but he's not. He's just like, here, I mean, he's a totally different generation. And if you're of my generation, I don't know, if you're like in your 40s, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like, we didn't have computers. Like, I remember having one computer lab in high school with like 5 computers. And when I went to college, like, I actually have a really interesting story about something that happened in college to me. I'll tell the story sometime, but that somebody logged in underneath my email and did something that got me into some trouble. But, it was like, I can remember we had like 2 computer labs, and oh my God, my friend Heather and I took this computer programming class, and we were so excited. You had like your project at the end you had to do as like a pair, and we were so excited, and like you had programmed things like the word falling to fall, and like letters to have colors and stuff. Well, we came our last day, and we were so excited to show our project. We were so sure we were going to get A+ in this class. I don't even know why we took it. That class was so stupid. Never done anything with that class. But anyway, we had like made this caterpillar move across the screen, and then it would fall, and it said caterpillar on it in like different colors. We were so proud. I can remember going to class, and me and Heather were like, or Heather and I were like, oh my God, like we were gonna wow them. We were like so excited by it, right? And so we like went first and showed ours. True story, after us, people had like made video games. Like they had like legit made video games, with like cursors and stuff. What idiots we were. So like that, I am totally afraid of anything technological. And like, like when you, like if you're young, you won't understand what I'm talking about. But as you get older, you start realizing like, oh shit, like I'm becoming like my parents. And like my mother was somebody that like, even just to program the stereo, she would like, we don't have stereos anymore. Isn't that weird? You have a stereo? Like, I don't know anybody that has like a stereo system. But anyway, my mom would like take notes on how to like work it. And she'd have like the note like underneath the stereo. Like like the VCR, the DVD player, I mean, everything had like a note underneath it. You should have to have specific directions written down on how to work something. And like, as I get older, I'm like the same way. I'm like, Although my mom was afraid to drive on interstates and she didn't like to drive at night, and I can say that that is not true of me. I love to drive at night and I love to drive on interstates. So those two things aren't happening. But I don't like driving through mountains. True story. I just do not like it. And last year when we were driving to Miami, okay, after last year my husband said no more road trips to Miami. I can't do it. I love the road trips. I love listening to coast. We always leave at like 8 o'clock at night, so I drive through the night and he drives during the day. And I love listening to audiobooks and coast-to-coast radio and stuff like that, and he just sleeps the whole time. But true story, we like took a different route because we heard that like 65 South that we usually take all the way down, like, or whatever we take down through like Tennessee and stuff, was like really bad traffic because of construction. So we went through like North Carolina. We were like up in the Appalachian Mountains. I was like terrified, and I will never forget at like 3 o'clock in the morning, I like looked over, and I used to drive to Gatlinburg all the time, and I thought that was high. We were way up there, and then all of a sudden it said tunnel, like you were gonna go through a tunnel in the mountain, and I go, Alex, 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 Alex. I was like panicking in the car. I was like, oh, don't put me in a tunnel at 3 o'clock in the morning on the side of a mountain. I can't do it. And he like woke up, he's like, what's going on? I was like, oh my God, there's a tunnel. The tunnel was literally about 50 feet. I was like, whatever. Isn't it so funny that like how fear is, you know? What's that? Is it a Roosevelt quote? Fear, nothing to fear but fear itself. I think that's what it is. Anyway, it's a beautiful morning. It's like 41 and super, it's 4:40 in the morning. It's 41 and super windy outside. It's like a spring day. My friend posted, from Melissa, y'all know Melissa, she posted on Facebook tonight. She's like, this winter sucks. Where's the snow? We've like legit had no snow this year. Look at my flat hair. Like even my dad has poofier hair than me. I'm so over it. I love when people say, God, I just wish I was born with straight hair. No, you don't. It sucks. I hate having straight hair. I wish I had wiry, curly hair. You always want what you don't have, you know? Yeah, so whatever. So whatever. Anyway, I think that's about it. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. And let me see if I can leave you with some words of wisdom. Do one random act of kindness today. I think everybody should do one random act of kindness on a daily basis. And it can be anything small, you know, like picking up a piece of trash off the ground. Like I'm real weird about that. Like I always do that. Or, you know, like years ago I made a commitment, like, and I know that this is no big deal, but like not to throw trash out my window. I can't stand when people do that. That is like one of my biggest pet peeves, is when people like throw stuff out their car window. I hate that. It's like, come on, just contribute what you can in a small way to the environment, you know? But anyway, do something random, pick up some trash off the ground when you're walking into the gas station, or, you know, buy somebody Starbucks for them behind there, or help somebody across the street. Do we do that anymore? Do people need help across the street? I don't know. I probably will. Or, you know, I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, that's about it. Make the most of your life. Today will be somebody's last day. Isn't that an interesting thought? Today is somebody's last day. So, live your life full. Just think about that for a second. Today is somebody's last day. Isn't that crazy? I hope on my last day I look back and I'm like, what a full life. I think I could say that today. So remember that, because we're on borrowed time as it is. I love you guys.